untapped land. Untapped land, that's what we need. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you very much, game. And yeah, this is the perfect example of Impostor Syndrome, because yeah, we're playing against Aurelia, and Aurelia is just attacking each turn, creates one token. That one triggers, we attack with a non-token, so create a token that's a copy of the original one. The new token enters with the text of, hey, you get an additional attack step, and guys, it's as easy as that sometimes. Opponent with the kind of counter spell made it a little bit interesting because we were getting a little bit low, but yeah, they didn't quite have enough to get over the line, so GG. There's Voice of Victory. I will play that creature right now, and I will go with a Seize the Spoils. We'll drop off a Authority, and there is Impostor Syndrome, so next turn, well, no, I mean, we need 12 mana for that in total. We're way too far off that for right now. But next turn, we will get down Impostor Syndrome. Hopefully he doesn't have another Ego Drain. He doesn't. So for sure, we will get down Impostor Syndrome. And then let's just get down Rest in Peace. You don't have access to your graveyard. Not that I think you really wanted your graveyard. And we'll go ahead and say no attacks, because next turn we do have the opponent, and unless he makes us discard Aurelia, but we have 10 cards in hand versus this guy's 0. He's just in top deck mode. So yeah, absolutely smashed this discard deck. This is a yeah, he can't get rid of Aurelia, so we got the opponent right here. Don't even know what he got rid of because we have so many creatures or so many cards in our hand. And here come the attack steps. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We get to create two. We get to create a token of the Voice of Victory. That's pretty funny. So yeah, nice discard deck you have there, buddy. GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. We are playing more of the Spider-Man set. Of course, the digitally remastered cards on Arena are known as the Through the Omen Path set, and today we are playing with a really fun enchantment. It's called Impostor Syndrome. The Spider-Man card might be one of the most famous Spider-Man memes. It's where there's these two Spider-Mans and they're each pointing at each other, so a very aptly named card, Impostor Syndrome. Of course, like I just said, Through the Omen Paths is slightly different digitally remastered artwork, but it is the exact same card. For 6 mana, we get this enchantment that says whenever a non-token creature we controls deals damage to the opponent, we get to create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it isn't legendary. So we are going to just absolutely one-shot the opponent when we get Impostor Syndrome down. And then the next turn, when we get Aurelia, the Warleader, down, we get a legendary creature that is an angel. She has flying, vigilance, and haste, so she can attack right away. And she has the text that says whenever Aurelia attacks for the first time each turn, you get to untap all creatures we control. And then there is an additional combat phase after this. But so flying is really nice because we can go over the top of the opponent, deal damage to them. And whenever we deal damage, we get to create a token that's a copy of the creature that we just attacked with, so Aurelia, except it isn't legendary, so we'll get another token copy of Aurelia, and that is essentially a new creature entering. The first Aurelia says that there's an additional attack step each turn, so then we attack in with the original Aurelia and the token copy of her. The token copy says that if you're attacking for the first time, you get an additional combat step, so then you attack with both of those. You punched in with the original Aurelia, who isn't a token, so then you get to create another token that is a copy of her with the brand new text that says for the first time each turn, there is an additional attack step, so then you can swing in with those 3 Aurelias that you have, and that is essentially how you can just absolutely one-shot the opponent. And so, you know, 6 mana is quite a bit, so the whole point of the deck is to kind of control the board, slow the opponent down quite a bit, just so we can work our way up to 6 mana. Hopefully on turn 6, cast Impostor Syndrome or Aurelia, the Warleader, and then on turn 7, either cast Impostor Syndrome or Aurelia. And ideally, you want to cast Impostor Syndrome first so that on turn 7 you can just attack with Aurelia right away. Just because if she is on the battlefield for an extra turn, the opponents might remove her. But then, yeah, ways that we have of slowing down the game is with Authority of the Consuls. For 1 mana, this enchantment enters, and creatures that our opponents control, they will come in tapped, and we gain life for every creature they play. We're also playing with High Noon. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. This will absolutely bring the game to a grinding halt, which is exactly what we want. We have Rest in Peace. This enchantment says that the graveyard essentially doesn't exist anymore because any card that would be put in the graveyard goes into exile instead. So anyone trying to do any cheesy reanimator stuff on us, we just hard count them that way, and there's a lot of reanimation strategies going around, so this is a really, really clutch card right now. We have a Voice of Victory that says opponents can't cast spells during our turn, which is really nice because if we play Impostor Syndrome and then the next turn we play Aurelia, they might want to remove her, so if we do have a Voice of Victory, they won't be able to cast any kill spells on our turn, which is really nice. We have Lightning Helix. For 1 red, 1 white mana. We can deal 3 damage to any target and gain some life that way, so that might be a nice way to keep a creature off the board. We're playing with Roaring Furnace. For 2 mana. This enchantment enters, and it's a room. And when this room enters, we deal damage equal to the number of cards in our hand to any creature that the opponent might control. So again, some targeted removal right there. And then for 5 mana, we can unlock the Steaming Sauna that says we have no maximum hand size, and at the beginning of our end step, we get to draw an extra card, so that can help us look for one of our win conditions. And then we also have Split Up and Day of Judgment, just kind of a clear the entire board. I know Split Up, if they have 1 untapped creature and a few tapped creatures, it doesn't wipe the entire board, but it does help us clean up the board quite a bit. Day of Judgment, of course, will destroy the entire board. And then finally, Seize the Spoils. For 3 mana, this sorcery says we need to discard a card, and when we do that, we get to draw 2 cards and create a treasure token, so it helps us ramp a little tiny bit, and it will help us dig for our win condition as well. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's see if we can just in 1 attack step bring the opponent from 20 life all the way down to 0 life. So I'll see you guys in some of the games. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but I mean, we have Split Up and Day of Judgment. On turn 2, we do have High Noon, so it can slow the opponent down, even though it looks like they are a control build. Well, never mind, Boros colors. I think we will try and get a High Noon down. There is no stick from the opponent. Could be the Vivi Soul Cauldron deck. Yes, it is the Vivi Soul Cauldron deck, so we really need to find our Rest in Peace. And we do need to keep hitting land drops, which we do, which is really nice. So we will get down Authority. And then I think we will keep open Lightning Helix. So only 1 spell per turn. Ooh, they're playing with a new spider. That's pretty cool. One does have double strike, but I mean, he does just have 3 toughness, so we can go ahead and remove him that way. I think we will go with a Seize the Spoils. We can drop off a High Noon because we only really need 1 of them. Draw 2 cards, which is really nice. So there's the land drop. So we do have 5 mana with this treasure token. They have another one of those spiders. I think we will just go with the Roaring Furnace. Just keep the board clear. Go ahead and pop. Hit it with the Rat-Sat-Sat. The Storm Spinner. For 2 mana, you get a 2/3 with double strike. So I'm pretty sure they are trying to do stuff with the graveyard. They are trying to do stuff with the graveyard. What does these cards? Draw a card. You may discard. Could get down Aurelia, but I don't think that helps us too much. You know what I'm honestly going to do? I'm just going to unlock this door just for some extra card draw. We have no maximum hand size. Get to draw an extra card each turn. Opponent does get to punch in. Just hope they're not sitting on too many counter spells. I mean, he is playing blue, so goes with the Quantum Riddle to draw a card. Does have to exile that one. And then this one can come in tapped, and we can say go ahead and destroy all tapped creatures. And no counterspell from the opponent, so that's really nice. And then we can go ahead and end the turn, draw an extra card. Really hope we can find our Rest in Peace pretty soon. We do play 4 of them, I believe, and we are already a quarter of the way through our deck. Get to create a creature. That's fine. Opponent has 1 mana left open. And guys, we have the full combo. There is a small stick from the opponent. Please don't be a Spell Pierce. It's no Spell Pierce. So we're up to 26. Opponent with some extra card draw as well. That's the only card he can cast this turn. Take 4 damage. I'm fine with that. Another Impostor Syndrome. We could go for it right now. I'm just worried that he might have a counter spell, so I will actually spend this turn. We don't need another High Noon, that's for sure. I will actually get down Voice of Victory, just so he can't cast any spells on our turn. And then next turn, we can go ahead and get down Aurelia and just finish off the opponent that way. I highly doubt he can do 22 damage in 1 turn, especially since he can only cast 1 card each turn. So it's not like he can draw through his entire deck. That one has Double Strike and Vigilance, but that's the only card you're casting this turn. You do get to put a counter on 1 creature, but I will happily take 4 damage. He doesn't even attack. Thanks to Voice of Victory, he can't cast any spells on our turn. So here comes Aurelia, and we can just punch in, get the extra attack step, and thanks to Impostor Syndrome, when we attack with a non-token creature, we can create a token that's a copy of her. This new one entered says that for the first time, if there is an attack step, you get an additional attack step. We punched in with Aurelia, so we create the token that is a copy of her. And then this one triggers, says there is an additional attack step, so punch in. This Aurelia is a non-token, so we get to create a token that is a copy of her. And that is how it is done. It is as easy as that. GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. I will keep this hand. Playing against Marcus Aurelius. We can get Sacred Foundry on turn 1. Opponent is a mono-white life gain deck, so Day of Judgment's going to be pretty nice. Roaring Furnace, also really nice. Take out the Voice of Victory right now. Seize the Spoils for some card draw later on. Hopefully we actually hit a land drop, because then I will go Seize the Spoils. We'll drop off 1 Imposter Syndrome, play 3 of them in our deck, and, I mean, of course, we draw all 3 of them in the first, like, 8 cards. Do hit the land, which is amazing. So here comes Seize the Spoils, drop off Imposter Syndrome, draw 2 more cards, and there is actually the full combo. It would be nice to play Authority of the Consuls right now, but if we miss a land drop, we might be in a little bit of trouble. So we are just going to end the turn. And see what the opponent wants to play. Hopefully they commit a little bit more to the board. It's just a land into a Essence Channeler. So yeah, this is going to be a juicy, juicy Day of Judgment. Take 5 damage right now. That is quite a bit, but I think we'll be okay. And we do even hit the land drop, so we still have to burn the treasure. No, we don't, because we have double wipe from that. So yeah, this is shaping up to be really nice. No stick from the opponent, so no protection spells. As nice as it would be to burn the treasure token, I still want to keep it, because if we get one more land, then we do have 6 mana, so we could play Impostor Syndrome. Of course, we would have to burn the treasure token, but we're at 13. Opponent is down to just 1 card in hand. It's Essence Channeler. Missed the land drop, which is unfortunate, so I will have to go ahead and blow up this creature right here. And now we do have 1 mana left over, so here comes Authority. And next turn, if we miss the land drop, I might actually burn the treasure token to unlock the Steaming Sauna. Do hit the land drop, which is nice. So yeah, here comes Impostor Syndrome. And we just need a land, and we will have the combo. We can hit Marcus Aurelius with the infinite Aurelia combo. So that actually is like the Impostor Syndrome. Flashes that creature in. That's fine. It's kind of a counter spell, but I'm really not too worried about it. Elspeth. Well, now he does have a flyer, so might need to find another board wipe. Roaring Furnace could blow that one up, but well, no, we still can blow that one up. So here comes another Roaring Furnace. All right, an opponent is empty-handed right now, so we'll be able to get him next turn. No, never mind. We only have 5 mana, so we need a land drop. Untapped land. Just like the opponent, they drew an untapped land. They could sack one of the tokens to draw a card. How much was this? 3 mana. Let's hope he doesn't have another one of those creatures in his hand. It's just a Halia. Guided by Light. Untapped land. Untapped land. That's what we need. Ask and you shall receive. Thank you very much, game. And yeah, this is the perfect example of Imposter Syndrome, because yeah, we're playing against Aurelius, and Aurelia is just attacking each turn. Creates 1 token. That one triggers. We attack with a non-token, so create a token that's a copy of the original one. The new token enters with the text of, hey, you get an additional attack step, and guys, it's as easy as that sometimes. Opponent, with the kind of counter spell, made it a little bit interesting because we were getting a little bit low, but yeah, they didn't quite have enough to get over the line, so GG. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first, but I will keep this hand. And we'll get the Verge down first, because that provides some white mana for us. And the next turn, I think we will shock in the Sacred Foundry, just so we can keep up Lightning Helix. And hopefully we find another land, because then Day of Judgment will go pretty hard. He has his own Voice of Victory. So I guess we'll blow up this creature right now, and then we can get his Voice of Victory on our turn right now. Do find the land drop, which is really nice. So yeah, here comes Lightning Helix. So we are up to 26 life. Whenever he plays a creature, we'll gain some more life, and we do have Aurelia. So just need to find our target creature gains indestructible. I guess we wipe the board right now then. Definitely don't want that creature, giving them indestructible. Next turn we can go with Voice of Victory into High Noon. So hopefully that's the only creature he can play. Another Aurelia, not necessarily what we want. But yeah, you can only cast 1 spell. We'll go ahead and block that one. Ooh, nice. Opponent did get us there. Opponent did get us there, but I'm not too worried. Lightning Helix can go ahead and take out his Voice of Victory, so we're up to 32 life. All your creatures will enter tapped, and you only get 1 spell per turn. Caretaker's Talent, so looking to generate some tokens. Man, we're missing our land drops. That really sucks for us. That really sucks for us. There's a Rest in Peace. I mean, I kind of want to hit lands deck, please. I kind of want to hit lands. I don't think this guy does anything with the graveyard. There is a land. That one can come in tapped. Go ahead and say end the turn. And here's another land. So here comes Aurelia. Does the opponent have a kill spell? There's no stick. So get to deal 6 damage a turn, which is pretty nice. Even though we don't have our Impostor Syndrome. Opponent hits us with the Day of Judgment. So I might actually want to save this Aurelia. That was the only spell you get to cast for the turn. Rest in peace. I'm going to actually keep that in case we draw a Seize the Spoils. And we're both, honestly, more or less in top deck mode. Another land. Again, not necessarily what I want, but I wanted those a few turns ago. Another Caretaker's Talent. So if the opponent does have a token generator, he will start to draw a ton of cards. Man, deck. This is a super exciting game. I'm on the edge of my seat. Sky Knight Squire, don't really care. Gain 1 life for that. No tokens for you. This is a really nice draw because we can blow up his Sky Knight Squire, and then we still have enough mana to unlock it right away. So we get extra draw each turn, and I think this is where we're going to start to turn the tables. Create the token, so he does get the card draw thanks to that token right there. But that's the only spell you get to cast, and I'm not worried about a 1/1. That's kind of crazy he's doing that right now. Kind of crazy he's doing that right now. But, I mean, at the same time, yeah, he might as well use this mana, so. He did get a ton of card draw right now. And, again, we are just looking for our Impostor Syndrome. We have a few board wipes, which is really nice. Resolute Reinforcements. Should have made. Oh, he should have saved that for my turn. I don't know if that's the only card he drew that he can actually play. So, opponent will slowly start to restock their hand, and I just hope he doesn't have a. What's the card called? A Get Lost. Just instant speed removal. That would be pretty brutal. He is cracking that one. Gonna get the clue token. So going into our turn, we're at 35 life. That's pretty funny. I will just go with a split up, destroy all creatures that are tapped. And I mean, we will play a land, so we're up to 10 lands. If we, well, we can't even double spell. Can't even double spell. Opponent goes with Elspeth. That's a really good draw for them.
So long as we fight.
I mean, I guess we could blow up Elspeth right now, but then he would get to cast a ton of spells, which I don't want. So, man, this Planeswalker really did it for them. We're halfway through our deck, basically, and we have not found our Imposter Syndrome. Aye, game, please. It's so frustrating when this happens. We'll pass the turn right now. I mean, if I knew I was drawing that, I would have gone for Day of Judgment. Aye. Opponent's also halfway through their deck. Now he can just sacrifice that one to give the creatures indestructible. It's just one creature, though. Or is that all creatures? Target creature. All right. We do gain 2 life for that, but I mean, his tokens are pretty powerful. Could honestly deck the opponent out, which would be pretty funny. So yeah, we do take 10 damage right now. And it's going into our turn. And we are officially halfway through our deck, and we have not found our Imposter Syndrome. That you absolutely love to see. Love it when the deck does that to you. But we'll go with a destroy all tapped creatures. It's going to save one of them, but that's okay. What's Elspeth? Just destroy a creature. That's fine. We're going to end the turn. Alright, I'm not going to say anything. I think we might be able to get the opponent in one turn. Sheltered by ghosts, so we'll go ahead and blow that creature up next turn. I don't know what he takes. Maybe High Noon? He is going for High Noon. I think I will let him take that. Just because we will get it back. But at the same time, if we draw... Voice of Victory I don't care about. I don't really have any instant speed spells. I mean, Lightning Helix definitely does get that done. Create some more tokens. Do gain 2 life for that, but opponent is punching in for 7, which is quite a bit. Warden of the Inner Sky. Yeah, he's kind of emptying his hand right now, which I'm happy about. Opponent doesn't attack in. That's a little bit interesting. Alright, yeah, I said I wouldn't say anything, so we won't. We will just play 1 Rest in Peace. No stick from the opponent, so we'll just go ahead and wipe the board. We get back our High Noon. And we will just end the turn. Alright, another Roaring Furnace. I mean, that is for some more card draw. How much of our deck do we have to churn through before we actually find it? I wonder. I think if this guy did have some enchantment removal, I think he would probably remove our Roaring Furnace. So I'm not too worried about a Get Lost. Opponent is down to just 20 cards left. What have we seen? I mean, we've seen so much of his deck already. I really don't think he's playing Get Lost. And we're still at 36 life, so this seems like another Sheltered by Ghosts, but it's not. It's just an Enduring Innocence. That is more card draw from the opponent. There is Impostor Syndrome, so I think what we're actually going to do, I don't think he can finish us off this turn. We are going to go with Roaring Furnace. That's only dealing 4 damage, but that's fine. We'll get rid of the Enduring Innocence. And then I will unlock this one. And then we'll still have 5 mana available. So I'm going to burn High Noon at the end of their turn, just so next turn I can double spell. We can go Impostor Syndrome into Aurelia. That is the plan right now. Opponent might be sitting on some more of these Case of the Getaway Express. He could have another Elspeth. Has he seen? We have played 1 Aurelia, right? Yeah. Let's see what he takes. He is going after High Noon. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to launch a fireball right at your face. These creatures don't have vigilance. And he's down to 18 cards. It's another Sheltered by Ghosts. He still has 11 mana to work with. He has 15 mana. We have 14 mana. I don't know if he went first or not. He does take Authority. I kind of hope he all taps out. Oof. I mean, he could spend all his mana to pump that one up. He's going to create a token. 7 mana. How much is that? He'll still have 3 mana left over, which is technically enough for a Get Lost. So I hope he spends a little bit more mana committing to the board. 3 mana left. He's dealing 18 damage, which is a ton. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. He doesn't know it yet, but I actually wanted to get rid of our High Noon this turn because we have 14 mana. This combo is 12 mana in total. So, man, this feels so good. Let's absolutely go. Opponent's up to 27, and it really does not matter how much life you have. Here comes Impostor Syndrome into Aurelia. You're all tapped out, and you have no blockers whatsoever. So, absolutely good game. We are basically 2/3 of the way through our deck. I know we did technically draw it a little bit earlier, but it took a while to get there. But, yeah, opponent, not really much you can do. Should have kept 1 creature back to block, but yeah, I don't think you really know about this combo. I don't blame you. Not many people know about this combo, but there it is. That was an absolute slugfest. Opponent maybe thought that they started turning it around, and yeah, they didn't. It was us. We were in control the whole time. I was never worried for a second, even though at one point I was thinking, hey, did I take Impostor Syndrome out of my deck? Aye. GG, guys. All right, guys, we got to go first. High Noon is a really nice way of slowing the game down. Even though we don't have any red mana, so Lightning Helix and Roaring Furnace will not be available to us, but I'm sure we'll eventually find one of our lands that will turn these verges on. There is a Orzhov land verge from the opponent, so they might be the Sephiroth Sacrifice deck, and it looks like that is indeed what they're playing. So let's actually go with High Noon. They want to play a ton of cheap creatures, so, and we can actually attack in. Put a little bit of pressure on the opponent. And yeah, each player can only cast one spell per turn. Yeah, and there's Sephiroth himself, so yeah, we really need to find our Rest in Peace. Man, ask and you shall receive. I was thinking, what is the card that I need? And that is the card that I need. So, yeah, next turn we can go for a juicy split up. Hopefully he attacks with both. Why won't you attack with both? He does sack the token. That one becomes a 3/3. I will take 3 damage. Do find a land, so we do actually have Day of Judgment next turn. But this turn we'll definitely go ahead and destroy Sephiroth. I will take Impostor Syndrome. All of our lands are turned on now thanks to the Thundering Falls, so we could even go with Roaring Furnace. You know what? Let's do that. Roaring Furnace. Gonna go ahead and blow up Sephiroth. You don't need that creature. They do get to grow the Sir Von Dom, so hopefully they attack with her so that split up can get their entire, well, won't get their entire board. So maybe we do go with Day of Judgment. I think we do go with Day of Judgment. Lightning Helix to gain 3 life. Yeah, let's just go. We'll go ahead and attack in. We will attack in. Opponent takes all the damage, which is pretty nice. Day of Judgment to clear the board. And they don't have access to their graveyard. Well, never mind. They do get access to the graveyard now, because they blew up our Rest in Peace. So we know for sure that they are playing with Raise the Past. They want to be able to bring back all of their cheap weenie creatures, but they don't really have too many in the graveyard right now. It's just Voice of Victory. There is the Blood Witch. Found another Rest in Peace right on time, right on cue. We are missing some land drops, which sucks. I hope we can find one more so we can unlock the Steaming Sauna. The Timeline Color. He doesn't warp him out, which is nice. And Authority of the Consuls is also really nice. So now we will start gaining life whenever they play a creature, and it will come in tapped. So we gain 1 life for that. We will take 3 damage though, and then 3 more. That is quite a bit. Do find the land, but we definitely have to destroy all tapped creatures right now. But they at least don't go to the graveyard, and he actually doesn't get the trigger off of the Vengeful Blood Witch, so that was pretty nice. And if we draw a land, we do have Impostor Syndrome. Oh, I think I will unlock this one. We've been missing a few land drops. I think the extra card draw will be quite nice. So here is land number 6. So he probably plays a creature, and then we can go with a split up. So we gain 1 life, but we will be taking 2 damage. Or I guess 3 damage, but we gained 1 life. So essentially took 2 that turn. Could get down Roaring Furnace, but I think we'll just go with split up, destroy all tapped creatures. Opponent is going to sack the Vengeful Blood Witch just so he gets to surveil, but I'm pretty sure one of the cards he's holding on to is Raise the Past, so that's at least one dead card in his hand. Just because with his Surf on Dom that one turn, he did choose to destroy our Rest in Peace. So there is the Line Breaker, gain 1 life, and I think we can go with... Let's go with Voice of Victory. And then we'll just end the turn, get an extra card draw. And the next turn we can go Roaring Furnace. And yeah, we just need to find Aurelia. There is the Supernova. Whenever a creature you control dies, I don't think they really have... I wonder how this will work. Whenever a creature dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. If opponent controls no creature, you sacrifice this card. Okay, that's really not the best for them right now. We will get down Impostor Syndrome. Sacred Foundry can go ahead and enter, and then no attacks from us. Some extra card draw, which is really nice. Lightning Helix can help us gain some life. And yeah, we just need to find Aurelia. We're nearly halfway through our deck. We play 3 copies of her, and we haven't found a single one yet. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but anytime the opponent plays a creature, we gain some life. And, I mean, let's just go with another Steaming Sauna just for some double card draw. We're going to go ahead and say no attacks. We don't need to unlock this one right now. His creatures really don't scare me too much. They're just a bunch of 1/1s. Get some double card draw going. I will play another Rest in Peace next turn. There is Mr. Sephiroth himself, and we can say you definitely don't need that creature. And yeah, this doesn't trigger because his creature, even though it technically dies, it goes into exile, so it doesn't go into the graveyard right away, so he doesn't get the trigger off this Super Void. And there she is. Opponent can't cast any spells on our turn, so if he did have a kill spell, wouldn't be able to cast it. Aurelia comes down with haste, and yeah, opponent had too much. We kind of locked him out of the game right there. Doesn't have access to his graveyard, which this guy desperately wants, because I guarantee you guys, one of the cards in his hand is the Raise the Past, just because they want to bring back all of these really cheap creatures. So yeah, shut them down, and opponent quit right before we were gonna get the combo off, but we were literally gonna do it right now because it's our turn. But yeah, GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but we'll keep this hand, and hopefully they're trying to do stuff with the graveyard so we can get them with the Rest in Peace. But no, they get to choose something for us to discard. What does he get rid of? Opponent is thinking about it. And he gets rid of Authority, so that is a really easy turn 1 for us then. Get down at Sacred Foundry. So opponent is just on a hardcore discard deck. I don't know how much they're doing with their graveyard, so I'll just discard Rest in Peace. And then next turn, could drop off. No, I was going to say we could drop off a Roaring Furnace and go with Seize the Spoils, but, well, I wonder what he takes. He does take Seize the Spoils, so that's going to be a really easy Roaring Furnace for us. He is just going to level up the Bandit's Talent. Can go ahead and get this land down. I think we can ditch a land for right now. So yeah, here comes Roaring Furnace. Gonna go ahead and blow up the Deep Cavern Bat. We do get our Seize the Spoils back. And he just levels that one up all the way. That's not really doing too much for him right now. So I will go with a juicy Seize the Spoils. We can drop off the Village. Draw 2 cards right there. And next turn, I think we will just unlock the Steaming Sauna just so we get an extra card draw each turn. And then I don't think he'll be able to keep up with that because that is what his whole game plan is, just try and make us be empty-handed. So I really like our position. Opponent's down to just 1 card in hand. There is a split up, really nice draw right there. But yeah, we will just go ahead and unlock this one. And yeah, your discard isn't really doing too much to us. We are up to 6 mana. There's a Day of Judgment as well. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Duress. Wonder what it gets rid of. Could be a board wipe. I mean, if he has double Duress, that would suck, but he chooses to get rid of Seize the Spoils, so he doesn't want us drawing cards, which is fine. Punches in with the little bat. And, I mean, Lightning Helix is a great pickup. We're actually going to do that on the opponent's turn, so we're just going to go ahead and say end the turn. And then we get to draw an extra card to Seize the Spoils, which is really nice. Opponent is getting no value off this bandit's talent. There is a Tiny Bones. Each player discards a card. I think we'll get rid of a split up. And yeah, opponent has just 1 card in hand. And the little bat who could is the little bat who could not. So we'll actually gain 3 life off of this, and we will get our Roaring Furnace back. And, I mean, we draw another one as well, which is really nice. We're just going to unlock the Steaming Sauna right away, so we get double card draw. And, I mean, yeah, opponent's more or less in top deck mode. We are just churning through our deck. There's Aurelia. It's one of our win cons right there. Or, sorry, that is our win con right there. It's one of the pieces we need. I think we can go ahead and get rid of Authority of the Consuls. Never mind, he's not making us discard. Lightning Helix. We'll just get down Roaring Furnace. Blow up Mr. Tiny Bones. And you know what I'm going to do? I am just going to unlock this one. Do have to burn the treasure token, but we have 6 mana right here. And I mean, triple card draw at our end step. We have no maximum hand size, so this discard deck, I will say, has just failed spectacularly for the opponent. Go ahead. So he probably gets rid of Aurelia, which does suck for us. That does suck for us. You choose a non-land card. Maybe he gets rid of High Noon. Maybe he's like, I don't want to go against High Noon. He does get rid of High Noon, so. There's Voice of Victory. I will play that creature right now. And I will go with a Seize the Spoils. We'll drop off a Authority. And there is Impostor Syndrome, so next turn, well, no. I mean, we need 12 mana for that in total. We're way too far off that for right now. But next turn, we will get down Impostor Syndrome. Hopefully, he doesn't have another Ego Drain. He doesn't. So, for sure, we will get down Impostor Syndrome. And then, let's just get down Rest in Peace. You don't have access to your graveyard. Not that I think you really wanted your graveyard. And we'll go ahead and say no attacks. Because next turn we do have the opponent, and unless he makes us discard Aurelia, but we have 10 cards in hand versus this guy's 0. He's just in top deck mode. So, yeah, absolutely smashed this discard deck. This is a, yeah, he can't get rid of Aurelia, so we got the opponent right here. Don't even know what he got rid of because we have so many creatures, or so many cards in our hand. And here come the attack steps. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We get to create 2. We get to create a token of the Voice of Victory. That's pretty funny. So yeah, nice discard deck you have there, buddy. GG. All right, guys, we got to go first. Have Authority of the Consuls, bunch of lands, so I will keep it. We actually will shock this one in right away. I guess I could have gotten down the Floodfarm Verge, but don't worry about it. It's all good. So, could be mono red aggro. So here Authority is going to come in really clutch. Let's just get down the Roaring Furnace right away. Go ahead and blow up that little creature. And then next turn, we do have Seize the Spoils. Could also go with a Lightning Helix, depending on which creature he plays. It's just the Stadium Headliner. So the token that he creates each turn will just gain us life, so I'm not too worried about that one. And yeah, let's just go with the Seize the Spoils. Opponent could have a burn spell. There was a little stick right there, and we did find Aurelia, so that's one part done. The Howl Squad heavy. Create a Goblin token. Stadium Headliner. Doesn't really do much to us, and I think we will go ahead and blow up the Howl Squad heavy right now. High Noon. But we won't have any white mana then. Should have gotten down the Floodfarm Verge. That's my bad. But yeah, we will go with Howl Squad heavy. And then I think I will burn the treasure token just to get down High Noon. I know for sure he wants to play a bunch of creatures. A bunch of cheap goblins. He has a goblin deck, so it's the only creature you can cast this turn. We do gain 1 life for that. And then I think I will go ahead and unlock the Steaming Sauna. We're still at 23 life, so we're not really in any danger. There is a split up. I think we actually go with split up right now. No, let's go ahead and unlock this one. I'm pretty sure he attacks with all these creatures, and he'll probably play a creature, so I think we can get a little bit more value out of this one. And I mean the Steaming Sauna right now. Just for some extra card draw will help us out in the long run as well. So there's Rest in Peace. Really don't think he does anything with his graveyard. So yeah, I think next turn it is going to be a split up for sure. Not sure what the opponent has. He already cast his 1 spell on my turn. He could exhaust this one, I guess. I guess that's what the stick is right now. I think that's what the holdup was. Goes into the opponent's turn, probably drops a creature down and smacks us for 4 is what I would imagine. Maybe he doesn't even play a creature. Maybe he's just holding on to a bunch of burn spells. But I mean, yeah, we're only at 17. He's a mono red aggro deck, so yeah, he's not really doing the best right now. And yeah, here comes Split Up, destroy all tapped creatures. And then we can even go with a Lightning Helix on his turn. It's going to create a dragon that will just gain us some life right there because it enters tapped. Not sure he realized that, but even so, I'm not super worried about a 4/4 dragon. I mean, I know Lightning Helix can't burn it out, but we're getting the extra card draw off Steaming Sauna. So, yeah, I think we're sitting pretty. So, GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first, but I will keep this hand. Got Lightning Helix, Roaring Furnace, or High Noon, all on turn 2. And we will eventually have all of our colors when we can turn these Verges on. It's the Storm Chaser's Talent. That's a little bit scary, and I guess for right now, next turn we'll have 3 mana available. Let's just go with the Roaring Furnace. Let's get rid of this Otter. Let's get rid of this Otter. You don't need that card right now. A Stock Up. So I think we go with a High Noon. Not 100% sure how many, cheap spells this guy is playing, but he is tapped out, so let us go for it. Let us go for it. So each player can only cast 1 spell per turn. Deals 1 damage to us. I wonder if he's trying to play... what's that one bear called where you can return all lands to the battlefield? I guess let's go with a Seize the Spoil. We'll drop off the Verge. Is the opponent playing with some counter spells? There was a tiny stick right there, but not 100% sure. And I will actually shock this one in, just so we have Lightning Helix available to us. And this mountain does activate all of our Verges. They do get to return a Stock Up to their hand. Didn't mean to put a stop right there. Opponent with a stock up, so that's the only spell they can cast for turns. So we'll go ahead and blow up the Otter right now. Do have to eat one of our treasure tokens, but I mean, we have so many lands that I think we'll be okay. And next turn, we can actually unlock the Steaming Sauna just for some extra card draw. Opponent looking to get a lot of mileage out of stock up, so he's probably going to replay it or buy it back with Storm Chaser's talent. But yeah, we will go ahead and unlock this one. So Impostor Syndrome, we already had that, so that's one piece of the combo, and we will have 6 mana next turn, so we could get it down. Search your library for 2 basics or deserts, so he's probably going to find the deserts that ping us for 1. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's a combo with this. I just can't think of the exact combo right now. So I don't know if I want to keep shocking in lands, so let's get down the Elegant Parlor. Authority of the Consuls could be nice, but we're just going to bin it for now, and we will go with a unlocked Steaming Sauna, so we get double card draw right now. That'll help us dig for Aurelia. Next turn, we have Impostor Syndrome coming down. Opponent does have a ton of lands to work with, but only able to cast 1 spell for turn. That is pretty nice, and he is looking to buy back an instant or sorcery. It's probably stock up, like I said. No, never mind. It's just looking for some more of those deserts to ping us for 1. Oh, I wonder if he's playing with the Glacier Godmaw, where you can sacrifice a ton of lands. I have a feeling that's what he's doing, so let's get down Impostor Syndrome, and, you know, fingers crossed we find Aurelia off this double card draw right now. There's Rest in Peace, which is nice, and a Voice of Victory. I think I will honestly go with Rest in Peace next turn, because I have a feeling the Glacier Godmaw might be coming down right now. Yeah, he's going to sacrifice all those lands, and then he's going to look for a bunch more of those lands as well. No, never mind. He just levels that one up all the way. Whenever you cast a spell, create the Otter token. And he goes with Virtue. What is the opponent trying to do? I am curious. I guess I will get this one down, and I am going to play Rest in Peace. I'm kind of tired of you buying stuff back from the graveyard, so no more graveyard. Let's just agree on that. You don't get anything else from your graveyard, and then we can just unlock this one right away to blow up the Otter. And get to draw 2 cards now. We do have Lightning Helix available. Opponent's going to create the Fish token. And we'll go ahead and end the turn. There's Aurelia. So we have it next turn. Can even make her uncounterable. Not sure if he's playing with any counter spells. But yeah, that's going to ping us for 1. And is it the Glacier Godmaw? Or it's not the Glacier Godmaw, sorry. It's the Famished World Sire, where you can sacrifice any number of lands, and then that dude enters with 3 times however many lands you sacrifice. He's going to attack with the fish. Let's just go ahead and blow that up, gain 3 life. So we're up to 16. He's going to sack the fish. So that fish gets sacrificed. He's going to draw a card. That's fine. I'm fine with that. And yeah, I am worried about a counterspell. I am a little bit worried about that. He just goes with Virtue. So, I mean, these do add triple the amount of mana right now. So, technically, he does have like 6 mana to work with. But we're just going to go for it. Next spell can't be countered. Here comes Aurelia. And she just attacks in right away, and there's no stick from the opponent. So that, my friends, GG. You have all the mana in the world, but nothing to do. And yeah, opponent sees the writing on the wall, and yeah, it's as easy as that sometimes. GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap. Today we looked at a really fun combo with the Impostor Syndrome. It's that really famous Spider-Man meme of Spider-Man pointing at another Spider-Man who's pointing at the original one. It is kind of sad that art isn't on Arena, because that would be really funny. This art, it's whatever. It's not my favorite art, but the enchantment itself, Impostor Syndrome, for 6 mana, you get this enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature we control deals combat damage to a player, you get to create a token that's a copy of the creature that just attacked, except it isn't legendary, and that just combos so nicely. It is a true combo with Aurelia, the Warleader. For 6 mana, you get a legendary angel. She has flying, vigilance, and haste. And whenever Aurelia attacks for the first time each turn, you get to untap all creatures, and there's an additional combat phase after this one. And then, of course, when you have Imposter Syndrome down, since you attacked with the actual Aurelia, you create a token that's a copy of her. That token that just entered the battlefield says that you get another attack step. You guys saw that showcased in, I think, nearly every single game we played today. Maybe there was one or two where it was maybe the lockout of High Noon and Authority of the Consuls that made the opponent rage quit. But yeah, that is the combo, and it is very expensive. 6 mana for Imposter Syndrome into 6 mana for Aurelia. So you need 12 mana total. We actually pulled that off in just this last game we played. I don't know if I'll have that one showcased a bit earlier, because it was a good game. But yeah, you can also do it in one whole turn. If you do have 12 mana, you can drop Imposter Syndrome and then immediately go into Aurelia. But ideally what you want to do is on turn 6, you want to go Imposter Syndrome, and then on turn 7, you want to go immediately into Aurelia. That's how you want to do it. And yeah, 6 mana is the earliest. Maybe on turn 5 if you have Seize the Spoils for the treasure token, but I think 95% of the time you are playing Imposter Syndrome on turn 6. That is a very long time to try and survive, especially in today's meta. So the whole point of the deck is to really just control the board, keep the board clear with Day of Judgment, wipe the board, or split up. Also really nice board wipe right there. Lightning Helix can target a single creature, deal 3 damage to them. Roaring Furnace can usually do 4 or 5 damage if you play it on turn 2 to a creature as well. So that's how you keep the board clear, and then just slow the opponent down. Authority of the Consuls, really great way of doing that, because all of their creatures enter tapped. Whenever they play a creature, we gain some life. And then High Noon, absolutely love this card. Also, it brings the game to a complete halt, basically, because each player can only cast 1 spell per turn. We're really not trying to double spell too often. I mean, most of the time when we're ripping Day of Judgment, or Seize the Spoils, you know, maybe we do have 5 mana and you could go for Seize the Spoils and a Lightning Helix, for instance, but it's really not that often that we're trying to double spell. So this really hurts the opponents more than it hurts us. And then, yeah, rest in peace. We don't do anything with our graveyard at all. So many people trying to do graveyard reanimation strategies, so this completely shuts that strategy down as well. And then, yeah, Seize the Spoil just for some extra card draw, which does go a long way. And the Roaring Furnace for a little bit of targeted removal. And then when the game does go on, because the games usually do go on a bit longer with the type of deck we're playing, Steaming Sauna. I absolutely love this card. I played it a while ago. I think the Final Fantasy deck, I played like a Chocobo one-shot deck where I played this card, and I'm like, man, this Steaming Sauna is really nice if you're playing a more of a control-y build, where games do tend to go a little bit longer, because the extra card draw is really nice. So I absolutely love Steaming Sauna. Really good card right there. And yeah, the extra card draw will eventually draw you into one of your win conditions, being Imposter Syndrome and Aurelia. Maybe you start with one of them in your opening hand, or maybe you draw one of them kind of early, but then sometimes it will take you quite a while to find one of your other combo pieces. I guess you could, if you want to hit it a bit more reliably, you could go with 4 copies of each of them, but I don't feel like that's super necessary. So yeah, I really like the deck. I like how it performed. It's a really fun combo. People just definitely don't expect it. So yeah, when they see Imposter Syndrome, they may not respect it. Usually they target other things like High Noon or maybe even a Rest in Peace. So yeah, really fun deck, really nice combo, because most people don't play a lot of flyers. or creatures with reach. I mean, I guess an angel deck probably is the deck with the most flyers right now, but that's not super, super common. And yeah, I can't really think of too many creatures with reach that people are playing, so you don't really need to worry about that, which is really nice. I would say the thing that you do have to worry the most about is if the opponent is playing a bunch of kill spells. That is where Voice of Victory can really help you out quite a bit as well, just because opponents can't cast any spells during your turn. So if you do have Impostor Syndrome and Aurelia and a Voice of Victory, I think you're more or less guaranteed to win. Of course, if they have a flyer, then maybe you're not dealing combat damage, but I think that's pretty rare. So yeah, overall, really fun deck. Really enjoyed this new card from the Spider-Man set. I think that is the only new card from the Spider-Man set we're playing. So yeah, you'll have to forgive me a little bit for not including too many other cards, but yeah, this was really one of the main combo pieces, and it performed really, really well today. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't think it's the best card. This is a little bit of a meme deck, but yeah, I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. That does help me out a lot. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up. And any comments down below of any new cards from the Spider-Man set or through the Omen Path set that you would like to see, because I do really enjoy brewing up some interesting ideas for you guys. So yeah, I've been rambling long enough. I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.